Wealth can build civilizations or destroy them. Throughout history, the richest men didn't just own money, they controlled systems that reshaped the world. Mansa Musa, the king who crashed an economy. In the 14th century, Mansa Musa ruled the Mali Empire in West Africa. He controlled half of the world's gold supply. On his pilgrimage to Mecca, he traveled with 60,000 men and hundreds of camels carrying gold. Along the way, he gave so much of it away that he caused inflation in Cairo that lasted for years. He became a legend and a warning. It shows how personal wealth can unbalance entire economies. The Mali Empire. Musa's fortune came from trade routes linking gold, salt, and slaves. The empire grew rich, but dependent on gold exports. When the trade routes shifted, Mali declined, an early example of how wealth built on one resource breeds instability. Today, economists still cite Musa's story as a lesson in how resource wealth can destabilize entire regions. Jakob Fugger, the banker who bought an empire. In 16th century Europe, Jakob Fugger, known as the Rich, controlled the largest financial network of his age. He financed kings, popes, and emperors. When Charles V wanted the imperial throne, Fugger's money bought him the election. He became history's first capitalist kingmaker. The Fugger system. The Fugger family dominated Europe's economy through mining, credit, and political loans. Their funds shaped wars and colonial expansion. They proved that private money could influence public destiny. Modern finance, from political lobbying to global debt markets, still follows the model Fugger created. Robert Clive, the merchant who conquered a nation. Robert Clive, known as Clive of India, started as a clerk for the British East India Company. Through military success and corruption, he rose to immense power. After the Battle of Plassey in 1757, he controlled Bengal, the richest region of India, and became one of Europe's wealthiest men. He turned trade into empire. The British East India Company. Founded in 1600 by a group of English merchants led by Thomas Smythe, it began as a trading enterprise. It soon evolved into a private government. It raised armies, collected taxes, and ruled millions of people. Its wealth fueled Britain's dominance and centuries of colonial exploitation. Nathan Rothschild, the banker who outsmarted nations. In the early 1800s, Nathan Mayer Rothschild built Europe's most powerful financial network. Using fast couriers and confidential information, he moved money faster than governments. While others guessed, he already knew. He financed wars and profited from how they ended. The Rothschild Empire. The Rothschild family created an international banking network across 5 capitals. They financed nations, stabilized currencies, and rebuilt economies. But their success also fueled fear that unseen bankers could control history. Their innovations still shape the modern banking system and bond markets that drive the world economy today. John D. Rockefeller, the man who fueled the modern world. By the late 1800s, oil replaced gold as the world's fuel. John D. Rockefeller built Standard Oil and controlled 90% of U.S. oil production. His fuel powered ships, factories, and wars. He became the first modern billionaire. The industrial monopolies. Rockefeller inspired an entire generation. Carnegie in steel, Vanderbilt in railroads. They proved that innovation could build empires faster than royalty ever could. But monopolies bred inequality and resistance. The breakup of Standard Oil created companies like Exxon and Chevron, which still shape the global energy industry today. Andrew Carnegie, the philanthropist with an iron fist. Andrew Carnegie rose from poverty to dominate steel production. He believed in progress but ruled with ruthless efficiency. He built libraries, universities, and foundations while suppressing unions. His legacy sits between idealism and exploitation. Carnegie's idea of the gospel of wealth still defines how billionaires use philanthropy as a tool for influence and image.
Alfred Krupp, the Cannon King. In 19th century Germany, Alfred Krupp turned steel into power. His factories produced cannons, rifles, and armor for Europe's wars. He armed both sides and profited from every battle. For him, peace was just unpaid vacation. The Krupp dynasty. The Krupp family embodied the link between industry and war. They transformed Germany into a military-industrial empire. Their legacy lasted through 2 world wars, proof that technology and greed can form a deadly alliance. Today, their successor, ThyssenKrupp AG, remains a global engineering giant, an industrial legacy with military roots. Roman Abramovich, the man who privatized an empire. After the Soviet Union collapsed, Roman Abramovich seized the moment. He bought oil companies for a fraction of their value and became a billionaire within years. He embodied a new kind of wealth, born from chaos, the oligarch system. In the 1990s, Russia's industries shifted from state control to private hands overnight. A few men captured the nation's key resources. They built fortunes that rivaled governments. It was capitalism without rules, power without oversight. The influence of oligarchs still shapes Russian politics, global markets, and sanctions today. Elon Musk, the engineer emperor. In the 21st century, wealth moved from factories to technology. Elon Musk built companies that redefined transportation, energy, and space. He became the symbol of modern innovation and of individual power in global systems. The tech empire. Musk, Bezos, Gates, and Zuckerberg rule new invisible empires. Their wealth comes from data, attention, and algorithms. They shape behavior, politics, and communication. It's not about land anymore. It's about time, clicks, and control. Their dominance defines the digital infrastructure and information economy that billions depend on every day. From gold to data. Over centuries, wealth changed form, but not function. Gold built empires. Credit financed them. Oil fueled them. Data now sustains them. Each new currency creates new empires and new collapses. The systems built by these men still underpin both global prosperity and instability. The pattern of power. Every empire of wealth follows the same rhythm. Wealth creates dominance. Dominance breeds greed. Greed causes collapse. The faces change. The cycle remains. It is the reflection of human ambition in every age. The hidden cost. Empires rarely die of poverty. They die of excess. When too much power sits in too few hands, every system bends until it breaks. It's not the poor who destroy civilizations. It's the rich who overbuild them. That same risk lives on today, in corporations, banks, and digital monopolies.
If you liked this video, subscribe for more like this.